Studio lights blazed brightly over the View stage, where the atmosphere was already tense. The morning's episode had promised a special conversation featuring Meghan Markle, and millions of viewers tuned in, expecting candid revelations. The co-hosts exchanged polite smiles, but the tension was visible. Meghan walked onto the stage, radiating her signature poise in a cream-colored suit. She greeted the audience warmly, her smile unwavering even as whispers rippled across the studio. What the viewers didn't expect was Megyn Kelly, not a regular host of The View, but a fiery guest panelist invited for a special debate. Known for her sharp tongue and no-nonsense approach, Megyn sat at the far end of the table, her eyes already locked on Meghan with a challenging glare. "Megyn, thank you for being here," Joy Behar began carefully, trying to maintain control. "My pleasure," Megyn replied smoothly. "I think conversations like these are important, for women, for representation, for truth." But Megyn leaned forward, interrupting before Megyn could elaborate. "Truth," she repeated sharply. "Forgive me, Megyn, but many people feel you've manipulated that word more than anyone else in recent memory." The audience gasped. Even Whoopi Goldberg raised her eyebrows. Megyn froze for a moment, clearly unprepared for such a direct strike so early. "I think that's a very unfair characterization, Megyn. My story is my truth." Megyn's lips curved into a half-smile, the kind that carried more bite than warmth. "Your truth," she emphasized, "isn't always the truth. There's a difference." The tension thickened. Cameras zoomed in on Megyn, who shifted slightly in her chair, visibly gathering herself. "Well, I think it's important for women to own their narratives," Megyn answered. "Or rewrite them." Megyn shot back immediately, her words slicing through the studio. The audience gasped again, a mix of shock and anticipation. Some clapped nervously, others murmured under their breath. Joy tried to intervene. "Okay, let's keep this civil," but the clash had already ignited. Megyn's composure wavered, and the smile she had walked in with began to look forced. The cameras caught every flicker of discomfort, every pause in her voice. And Megyn Kelly, seasoned in high-stakes debates, wasn't about to let up. This wasn't just an interview anymore, this was a showdown. The discussion escalated quickly. Megyn attempted to shift the conversation toward her charitable work, but Megyn interrupted again. "See, that's exactly the problem. You keep deflecting. Every time someone challenges you, you pivot to charity or victimhood. Why not answer directly?" The crowd erupted in mixed reactions, half applauding, half booing. Whoopi raised her hands to quiet them down, but the studio buzz was uncontrollable. Megyn's eyes narrowed. "It's not deflection, it's perspective. I've lived experiences that shaped who I am, and I won't apologize for sharing them." Megyn leaned in closer, her voice lower, sharper. "No one is asking you to apologize. They're asking you to be honest. You say you wanted privacy, yet here you are, on every platform, every talk show, every documentary. Which one is it, Megyn? Privacy or publicity?" That question struck hard. Megyn hesitated, too long. The cameras caught the crack in her carefully polished armor. Joy jumped in nervously. "Well, everyone has a right to both." But Megyn overrode her. "Not when it's this contradictory. You can't have it both ways. And the public sees that." The audience clapped louder this time, sensing the power shift on stage. Megyn, visibly flustered, took a breath. "What people don't realize is the pressure I've lived under. The attacks, the lies. And yet," Megyn cut in, her voice rising, "you're still playing the victim card. That's your brand now, isn't it?" The words hung heavy in the studio. Gasps rippled across the audience. Megyn's expression tightened, hurt flashing in her eyes, but she tried to recover. "I think we've reached a point where this conversation isn't productive," she said firmly, her voice carrying a trace of steel. Megyn didn't miss a beat. "It's not productive because you're being called out, Megyn. And for once, you can't control the narrative." The audience erupted, half standing, cheering Megyn's boldness, while others booed in defense of Megyn. The studio was chaos. Whoopi, sensing disaster, quickly cut to commercial. But the damage was already done. By the time the cameras stopped rolling, Meghan Markle sat rigid, her smile completely gone, while Megyn Kelly leaned back in her chair, looking victorious. Social media exploded within minutes, hashtags like #MegynVsMegyn and #ViewShowdown trending worldwide. Clips of Megyn's faltering responses went viral, while Meghan's biting remarks spread like wildfire. Some called Meghan ruthless. Others hailed her as fearless. One thing was certain, this live showdown had become one of The View's most unforgettable moments.